What's up? Episode number 34 of the SellersCast, and today we are talking about Amazon Prime Day 2019 Day of Management. Bah. So we're turning this thing into a podcast, and I just realized every time I make those ridiculous noises, it's going to be on audio, and no one's going to see me do that.
We're going to start wearing blindfolds when we do these?
Anyway. Okay, so Prime Day Management. This is my favorite thing to talk about because it's what a lot of people who are in the service side of this can't stand. Because really, the thing you should do the most is nothing. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, everyone. See you later.
So, here's the thing. My first thing, I'll touch on the PPC side. It's obviously I get the more of the analytical stuff. Don't touch it. If you look at it every hour, you're wrong. So Amazon's got a 24 to 48 hour data delay. There's also a 7-day click attribution on sponsored products, and I believe on product display ads as well, and a 14-day click attribution on the sponsored brand ads, which means that the data you're looking at is not even close to correct. Let's also keep in mind that it's very possible that up to several days prior to Prime Day, people will start just adding things to their shopping cart, and then come Prime Day, they'll just go in, check out, and that's the end of it.
It's like a wish list.
Yeah, exactly. So do not go and edit everything. You have to be patient. You have to just accept the fact that it is what it is. My favorite thing that I've heard some people do is that they set up Prime Day as best as possible, and then they go away on vacation for those 3 days. Because there's nothing you can do. Staring at it's not going to change anything. Making any adjustments the day of isn't going to do anything.
Adding an EBC that day isn't going to do anything.
Don't. So we can touch on a little bit of stuff for before Prime Day. Amazon listings, Amazon enhanced brand content, and I would think storefronts too. Don't touch them. For like 3 weeks prior to Prime Day, don't touch them. You don't want something breaking. You don't want Amazon flagging you for whatever reason and you can't get it up to fix. Keep in mind that around this time, so many people are doing so much stuff that there's so many service tickets that a lot of Amazon employees are not going to respond. So you're going to end up with a broken listing throughout Prime Day and no one to fix it. You're going to get frustrated at Amazon when in reality you probably shouldn't have changed it in the first place.
A broken listing or a listing that is worse than it was before you touched it is not something you want to be dealing with day of. When you're worried about fulfillment and logistics, let yourself focus on getting products into people's hands and not how your listing was.
So when we filmed this, Amazon Prime Day had not been announced yet, the actual day. I'm hoping by the time this comes out, they will have. However,
we'll just edit this whole part. We're just going to sit here and we'll put a voice over it.
It's projected for the same time as it was last year, so you can almost always tell. So we went over last week a bunch of stuff that you can do up to Prime Day. We mentioned that at this point you're way too late for lightning deals, so don't even bother.
Coupons
you could throw, coupons I think you've done too.
Yeah,
Promote, unless you do, can you do the social ones? You might be able to do the social ones. I think you can still do the social ones. Someone go look that up and correct me if I'm wrong.
Prove wrong in the comments.
Otherwise, really, in layman's terms, this whole video is really just don't touch it. Now, you're definitely going to want to, I would spend the time starting to get as much metrics as you can. Like, how many impressions did I get on Prime Day? How many actual orders did I get? What was my conversion rate? What was this? What was that? And then you have that data for the following year. So many times sellers will come to right up to Prime Day, and then they'll basically just kind of be like, okay, let's, what are we doing this year? Be like, well, how'd you do last year? And they'll be like, well, I did this amount in sales. Be like, okay, what'd you do to get that? I don't remember. What do you mean you don't remember? What days?
Who did it?
Did you run a coupon? What days did those coupons run? Mm-hmm. Did you run a social campaign? What days did those run?
Send an email blast.
Exactly.
Anything.
Set up, make sure your review emails are set up. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a big pop in orders.
Respond to questions day of, that's a big one.
Yeah. Stay on, that would probably be the biggest thing, would just be stay on customer service.
That's
otherwise.
Customer service and order fulfillment, because you don't want to get a bad review on Prime Day because you forgot to fulfill an order on time and then you're kind of screwed for the rest of the week. You want to avoid that at all costs.
Correct. Exactly. So I would, if anything, if you're, depending on the size of your company, have an employee party, sit back and just watch the numbers come in, because there's really not a lot you can do. You're just going to stress yourself out. The other thing I would say that a lot of people haven't done too much of in the past is that Prime Day is starting to turn into similar to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where it's like 3 or 4 days long now.
Huge overlap with the rest of the week. It isn't a day anymore.
Yeah, so I would say this is all going to be dependent on your category. It's going to be dependent on your brand and your product and all that, and hopefully you're going to know. If you don't know, comment below. We'll let you guys know what we would do in your situation. However, end of day Prime Day, I would reduce bids on your sponsored product, or on pretty much all of your campaigns by a little bit, but not too much. Then end of day the next day, I would take a bigger chunk out, and then by end of day on that third day, I would reduce them back to where they were, if not lower. So you're gonna get a decent lead up to Prime Day. It's not gonna be great, but you'll see a little bit of traction.
2 days.
And then it's just like the slowest time of the year for pretty much
everything.
Most people, not everyone.
Unless you sell like beach towels, you're
yeah, exactly.
This isn't your time of year.
Now, also keep in mind though, this isn't for everyone. Not everyone's going to have a great Prime Day. Not everyone is going to, all of a sudden see a huge influx in sales. There's definitely products out there that are just not Prime Day. Like no one's rushing to buy coffee filters. If you need a coffee filter, you need a coffee filter. Yeah, I may stock up on Prime Day, but there's a lot of other stuff that I wouldn't stress about. So if you don't have a big if you don't have a big Prime Day, look back at last year if you have that data and decipher whether you just didn't do well or if it's just normal for you. Or if you don't have the data, keep in mind the people that are buying your products, which of course later on I think one of the topics we want to cover is customer profiles. That should probably help you understand a little bit more on who's actually buying your product.
When, why, how.
Exactly. But I think moral of the story here is do nothing.
This is a fun one.
Yeah, it's really easy to give me marketing advice. You just say don't do anything.
Set it up, leave it alone, bring it back down. That's the best thing you can do.
Once again, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm not going to plug anything this week because I didn't prep for that. Google Sheets. Use that for your...
Organize all of your data. It's great. Make a pivot table. We love pivot tables.
Yes. Pivot all day.
Pivot.
So if you have any questions, obviously feel free to comment below. Feel free to reach out to us. And then, of course, feel free to comment if you have anything you'd like us to cover for next week or any week thereafter. But we will talk to you all again next week. Good luck on Prime Day.
Good luck.